Hey folks, welcome back. Now in this video I'd just quickly like to demonstrate how to copy a component and all of its bits and pieces from one page into another page in your website. This is probably a really good example of where you find something on your index page and go, oh, that's really cool, I want to put it into another page of my website. So I'm going to show you exactly that. In this example, I have the Tempest template open. We'll copy this info box here from our index page into another page in our site. Now, one of the reasons why we're actually doing a video is because it's important to grab not just the component, but any wrappers, any div containers or comment tags that wrap around that component. You want to grab that, copy and paste it into the other page. The reason being is a lot of these components have background graphics and images and whatnot, and these components are also basically what you would consider to be a full screen component. Meaning it takes up the full width of the browser. The background will stretch vertically as well as horizontally. If you add different content or different types of content that requires a different size. So ensuring you have the whole code snippet just makes it look better overall when you're done. So we'll just do a quick example here. We'll open up our index page. I'll just sort of scroll down here and I'll find my info box carousel. I just sort of click it here to select it, and it gets a little deceiving because you get the circle with the line through it. Even though you do that, you can still sort of click on something to select it. And then we see the live item. It tells us it's a library component. We're just going to select that to activate and then switch right over to code view. And I'll have to make sure that I'm in source code when I do that. Select, bang, there we go. Okay, now what I wanted to show you is this particular component has the infobox carousel div class and library item. Cool. Then we move up a little bit and we see that there is a infobox carousel section and a container wrapper, container, and a row. If you see this located directly above your component, make sure to grab that entire container wrapper code. If you don't see something that looks very much like this, where we have container wrapper, container, and row right above it, don't worry about it. You can just grab the comment tag and everything in between it, or just the div class if you see a div class. Okay, so basically you sort of work from the library item all the way up until you find the container wrapper. If there isn't one, you don't need it. In this example, I would find my component, my library component, highlighted in yellow. I see that it has a div class of infobox carousel wrapper. Cool. And I look up and see, oh, there's a container wrapper right above it. So I need to grab this container wrapper, and what I'm going to do is basically put my cursor somewhere on that div class of container wrapper, go down here where it says div container wrapper and click it to select the entire chunk of code. Right, that's going to be the entire snippet for that particular component, all selected for me. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm just going to right click and copy. I'll go to my services page here, like so, and this is another case where you maybe you want to start off in the design window, sort of scroll down a little bit, figure out where it's going to go. Now keep in mind, components that you see in the index page that are basically a full screen sort of component, there's no columns on the left or the right, it's going to have to go into a page and have a full screen section all by itself. You won't be able to paste it beside, in this example, we have testimonials over here and we have some images over here. You're not going to be able to paste that particular component beside something that has a column. It needs to go into a section all by itself. And let's put it above our services are here for you. Let's just say we want to have that new component go sort of right above here, and then would have the heading and basically the content for our page. So I'm just going to select a piece of text, go to the code view, there's my text, and I'm going to find sort of the container wrapper or the container that's already in the page and just put my cursor right above it. And this is one of those great things where you want to preview your page in a browser. If you like it, great, thumbs up. If not, Control Z and move around a little bit until you find a space that's going to work. But unfortunately, there isn't a super easy way to copy an entire chunk of code from one page into the other in design view. Really, it is something that you can only really do in the code window. Although you don't need to know HTML, the copying and pasting part is best done in the code window. So we're just going to put our cursor there and paste, and that's all there is to it. We're going to save and update, and we'll just preview this page. And there we go. There's our services page, our buttons, there's our component, and then it starts off our services are here and all the text that goes below it. Okay,